Shocking news in Hollywood. Dakota Johnson declares, "I'm not afraid to go to court. I have evidence." Hollywood never truly sleeps, but there are nights when the entire city of lights seems to hold its breath. That night was one such night. No red carpet. No ball gowns. No polite smiles. Just one sentence, short, sharp, and powerful enough to shake the entire entertainment industry. "I'm not afraid to go to court. I have evidence." Dakota Johnson. The moment of explosion. The press conference took place in a small conference room in Beverly Hills. No film logo, no brand backdrop, just a white wall, a few microphones, and dozens of tense gazes from the media. Dakota Johnson walked out slowly. She showed no anger, no tears, no trembling. It was that very calmness that made the room feel heavy. Her hair was naturally flowing. Her gaze was direct. Her voice was deep and firm. "I've been silent long enough," she said. "Silence not because I was weak, but because I believed that the truth would protect itself." She paused for a moment. "But when silence is interpreted as guilt, then it's time for me to speak." From rumors to accusations. For months, Hollywood was shrouded in whispers. Ambiguous articles. Close sources. Headlines that were never confirmed, but never disappeared either. Dakota was mentioned in stories of threats, manipulation, behind-the-scenes pressure, even reputational damage. There was no formal lawsuit. No public evidence. Only something more dangerous, collective suspicion. And in Hollywood, suspicion can kill a career faster than any verdict. "I was advised not to say anything." Dakota looked straight at the row of reporters. "My lawyer said, don't speak. Don't react. Don't let emotions guide you." She smiled faintly, a smile devoid of joy. "But they don't live in my body. They don't read the messages. They don't answer the midnight calls." A reporter asked loudly, "Who are you talking about?" Dakota answered immediately, without hesitation. "I'm not here to name names. I'm here to say that the story has been mistold. Evidence isn't emotion." This statement caused a stir in the room at the 12th minute of the press conference. Dakota leaned toward the microphone. Hollywood is very good at turning emotion into drama. But the courtroom isn't. She paused, then spoke slowly, each word clear. "I'm not relying on feelings. I'm relying on evidence." She listed, not in detail, but enough to grab the attention of legal experts. Archived text messages. Time-stamped emails. Recorded phone calls, as required by law. Behind-the-scenes documents. Witnesses willing to testify. "I'm not saying this to threaten anyone. I say this to defend the truth." Hollywood's instant reaction. In just 30 minutes, social media exploded. Hashtag Dakota has evidence. Hashtag not afraid to court. Hashtag Hollywood reckoning. Major media outlets immediately changed their tone. From rumor, right-pointing arrow, potential legal developments. From close sources, right-pointing arrow, lawyer declined to comment. An anonymous producer told the press. When an actress is that direct, it means she's prepared. The suspicious silence. The person supposedly at the center of the rumors, completely silent. No response. No statement. No lawyer appearing on camera. And that very silence became the focal point. A Hollywood media expert remarked, "Silence can be a strategy. But when the other side says, 'I have evidence,' silence becomes a risk." Dakota, "I don't want to ruin anyone." A female reporter stood up and asked the question everyone in the room was waiting for. "Do you want revenge?" Dakota shook her head. "I don't want to ruin anyone." I want to end a story that has been distorted. She continued, her voice lower. I am a woman in an industry that likes to turn women into icons. Or victims. Or villains. I refuse all three roles. Those who stand by her. That same day, several big names spoke out, not directly accusing anyone, but supporting the right to speak the truth. A female director who had worked with Dakota wrote, "Courage isn't about shouting, it's about preparation." A prominent Hollywood lawyer posted on X, "When one side brings up concrete evidence, the balance begins to shift." A former colleague shared, "Dakota isn't someone who makes wild guesses." The night before the legal door. According to a close source, this time a confirmed one, Dakota had completed sealing the documents, submitting the files to her legal team, preparing for all scenarios, including going to court. One of her team members said, "She's not excited. She's tired. But she's very clear. If it has to go to court, I'll go." In the final question of the press conference, a reporter asked, "If this leads to a lengthy trial, are you prepared?" Dakota didn't answer immediately. She took a deep breath. "I don't want that. But if it's the only way for the truth to be brought to light, then yes." She looked directly into the camera. "I'm not afraid of going to court. I'm more afraid of continuing to remain silent." Hollywood after that statement. That night, there was no party. No after party. Only frantic phone calls. Lawyers were woken up. Media strategies were rewritten from scratch. And at the heart of that earthquake was a woman who decided not to back down anymore. When silence is no longer an option. This story is not over. Perhaps it will never end the way the public expects. But one thing has changed. When Dakota Johnson said, "I have proof," Hollywood understood that. This is no longer a rumor. This is no longer a media stunt. And this is certainly no longer a story that can be buried in silence.